Hey guys, this is Spike Leo and welcome to Spike Leo Music. Today we are going to talk about, is education a crime? Education is super expensive and it's going up every year. You know, for a music producer or a musician, I really think that it's to a point where it is crazy expensive. You're literally paying $40,000 to $70,000 for some of the audio engineering courses. Now, a lot of these courses are filled with a lot of students and you're not really getting the one-on-one attention you need to be an audio engineer or a music producer. And the biggest question that raises is it necessary? Is it necessary to go to these courses to have a career in music production or the arts or something creative? The answer is probably no. It's not necessary. I think back to when I went to uni, you know, a lot of us grow up with the pressure from our parents. For me, it was just a given that I have to go to university after school. And I did. I went to uni from 18 to 21. I was young, stupid, naive, which, you know, I think is fine because I was 18. I wasn't aware of it at the time, but I just went there and I had a whole heap of fun. I didn't work very hard. And it was great. It also wasn't $40,000 to $70,000. It was about $15,000 for 3 years, which is okay because the chances of you making $40,000 to $70,000 in your chosen field as a creative is really small. These courses are basically businesses. They're businesses which need to make money and they're advertising for clients and they want your money. Of course they want your money. They're not going to thrive and they're not going to grow as a business if they don't have people getting into these courses. So they make them sound very tempting. They have marketing schemes to try and get you in there. We have open days and all that kind of crap, I guess, to really kind of lure you in and get your cashola, your hard-earned cash, which you haven't earned yet because in Australia we have HECS, the government helps us, which is amazing. For some of these courses, they don't, I believe. For some of the music production courses, we still don't have help from the government. But I just think that it's really not worth it in the long run when you could be spending all that time, you know, by yourself, finding different forums to learn. So this is another topic that's quite interesting. What about online courses? Are they beneficial? Now, I've done quite a lot of online courses and I think they're fantastic, but it really comes down to the type of person that you are. Do you have the discipline to sit there and learn by yourself? Do you need to be in an environment where there's other people to keep yourself motivated? I think that's really the differentiation between, do I go to a university course or do I do it by myself? Now, for me, I kind of look back and go, that $15,000 to $20,000 I spent at uni, maybe I would have just preferred to spend that on private tuition and it would have been better off, probably for me to upskill myself and be much better. But I guess the plus of going to uni was the networking aspects of it. You know, realistically, 90 to 95% of the people that I went to university don't do the career that they studied for anymore. That's the probability. Most of you that go to uni will probably not pursue the thing that you went to uni for in the arts because it's really hard and there's no guarantee and you actually have to open a whole lot of doors by yourself when you get into this industry. You know, there are benefits for online of YouTube. There's a lot of information out there. There's pros and cons to YouTube. I think with you know, there's an abundance of information. The problem with YouTube is if you don't know what information to search for, so it's hard to educate yourself. And it's also hard when you don't have the vocabulary. When I started watching YouTube, I was watching Dave Pensado, who is a big audio engineer in the industry, and he gives away a lot of information, but I didn't have the vocabulary and I had no idea what Dave Pensado was talking about. So it can be a little bit overwhelming, and sometimes I guess in the universities they have stepping stones to introduce you to certain things that may be a bit easier. You have other people you can talk to. So I think that learning environment is great. Is it worth 40 to 70K? I still don't like that idea, and I remember speaking with a friend about it, that I feel like it's legal crime to charge that much. At the end of the day, it's a bachelor degree. They have to have a theoretical component within those university courses to make it a bachelor degree, and there is a large academic component to these courses, which, like, it's great to know the history, I think it's important, but no one's gonna hire you based on your knowledge of history within your chosen or creative field. As a music producer, they're going to hire you, you know, on the music that you make, on the sound. When you're releasing music, it becomes like a sonic resume. That's basically what you're putting out there. So based on how good your work is probably how much work you're going to get. You know, if you're going to study to be a doctor or a lawyer and you're spending 70,000, 80,000, 100,000, maybe you're not necessarily going to see it back straight away, but you probably will see it in a few years. I think with all the creative courses, there's no guarantee. And I think you really have to do your research. Is that something you really want to do? Do you want to have $40, $50, $60, $70,000 over your head as a creative? Because the reality is you're gonna have to pay that back. You're already a few steps back when you're trying to make it in this career, and it's really hindering your chances of kind of progressing at a fast rate, in my honest opinion. Think about it. It's basically a house deposit. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Is education a crime, or is it valid? I'd be really interested to hear what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channels. We're all across all the socials: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and we're also on LinkedIn. Thanks for watching. Peace.